creates that positive cycle.
So that like process is like, you know, a lot of people talk about, you know, to get good grades or to do well in school, you got to work hard, but you know, nowadays I see a lot of people working smarter. They, you know, spend less time, but they're still working hard, but they get better results than people that are, you know, cramming in a lot of hours a day. But like, you know, how does that work? Because Learn Coach, I think the platform, the strategy they use to like teach it is quite simple and it's quite sharp and it's smart. But what's your thoughts on that?
I agree with you. I think there's something really satisfying about feeling like you spent less time than everyone else and you got better results. So that's the first. It's just really satisfying. It feels great. So then, but the way that happens is where you kind of focus your study attention, because hours of just sitting at your desk with the book open doesn't necessarily mean anything. And so there's like roughly 4 different things people could focus on to actually get smarter. So like number 1 is just knowing exactly what's going to be in your test. Because if you've got an algebra test, there's like, and you Google or put on YouTube like learn algebra, there's like literally like a million different things you could learn. So knowing that like 5 or 10 different skills that you're going to be tested on is the first thing. Then actually learning them is the next thing. There's like strategies to do all of those things. Then actually practicing applying them, because what happens is people will learn skills. Then they'll go get into the test, read a question and be like, I have no idea what this question is even like asking me. I've never learned this stuff. I don't get it. And then if you were to sit down with someone and be like, it's just asking you about that thing you learned, you're like, that's what it meant. So actually understanding what questions are asking you, because they try and mask them in all different kind of ways. Yeah. And then finally, if you know what the question's asking you to, actually being able to present it in a way like you can't get excellence in a lot of maths internals without describing stuff in just paragraphs of writing, almost any internal. And so therefore knowing what the examiner wants to see is the kind of last part. So or if you know exactly that there are those 4 parts to literally any kind of test, then you can just try a bunch of strategies to get better at finding out what's in the test, so you don't have to study so many things that will never get tested from you, or faster ways to actually learn those things, or faster ways to recognize those things in the questions, or better structures so examiners will want to give you better marks for that. So that's the kind of, I think all of that just means knowing where to put your time is what makes your time more efficient or smarter.
Yeah, because like Learn Coach, like you guys like design it in a way where you can learn, like sometimes even in my class, like I learn less in class than I do in Learn Coach. Like I would go on Learn Coach for like 20 minutes and I'd learn the whole sort of week's worth of learning because I'm there and I'm, you know, focused and it just makes sense. But in a classroom, it's like you have distractions, you got your mates, you got like something else going on and you're just like, I'm not really in the mood. So it's like different.